Pax8 Beyond 2026. What an incredible event. Incredible. I believe it's Pax8's finest. Was there in Salt Lake City, and it was run incredibly well. The keynotes were really, really incredible. Great messaging, great new announcements. The way they handled the media. We had a whole podcasting row and treated us really, really well. Well attended. Thousands of MSPs, thousands of attendees that were just, ready to learn, ready to share, ready to be part of this community. Really great event. They're in Salt Lake City, an unusual location in that I've never been to an event there before, but Salt Lake City did a really good job of hosting it. Beautiful there in the mountains, and absolutely the weather was incredible, although we didn't spend much time outside. But Podcast Row was set up incredibly well too by Pax8 leadership. Had 15 great conversations. First was with Brent Whitfield from New Charter, of course, from garage startup to 8-figure exit lessons for MSP leaders. Great conversation with Brett, great insight. Next was my friend Rob Scott from Monjura, of course. Why AI can't replace human expertise in high stakes decisions. Great conversation with Rob. Rob, so well-rounded. Really enjoyed. It's my second time talking with him on the podcast. Dave Meister from Checkpoint, from Tech Apprentice to Global Cybersecurity Leader. Great conversation with Dave. Really, really cool insight. First time meeting Dave. Oh, and then Kim Simmons. My goodness. Second year talking to her at Pax8. I'm a big fan of her and her Cloud Contracts 365. How growth mindset and AI are reshaping business success. Wonderful to see Kim. Next, Dan Danielli from CrowdStrike. Had the pleasure of knowing Dan for many years. How AI is changing cybersecurity faster than most businesses realize. Really great conversation with Dan. Always enjoy his time. Ryan Seguin. First time I met Ryan from ScalePad. Really great conversation, really open. Why your best growth opportunity is already in front of you. From Pax8. Next was Ola Wodakowicz. Sorry, Ola, if I mispronounced that. From burnout to balance in a hyper-connected world. First time meeting Ola. Really great conversation. Enjoyed it. Gagan Singh, of course, from Blackpoint, CEO there. The AI revolution, opportunity, risk, and the future of humanity. Great talk with Gagan. I've had the pleasure of talking to him before, not on the podcast, but really, really smart, really insightful. Daniel De La Garza from Kipling Secure. Great conversation with Daniel. There, we're doing a lot of work with Kipling. It was a really great conversation. Thank you, Daniel. Next was Jason Myers from Open Text. AI is powerful, but not as smart as you think. Great conversation with Jason. Joe Levy was next from Sophos. Had so much in common with Joe. We're both from the Northeast, and we were doing very similar things with computing in the 90s, and really great insight from Joe. Thank you very much. Luisa Balanuch. I think I mispronounced that, Luisa. But incredible conversation with Lisa. She's doing great thing with offshore and nearshore hiring, helping MSPs do that. FlexPoint is the name of the company. Ryan Walsh from Pax8. My friend Ryan, is the second year we've talked on the podcast. Great insight. The time goes by so quickly. Thank you very much, Ryan. Brian O'Shaughnessy, one of my good friends for 15 years, has an MSP, recently merged with a friend, Rob Bruce, who I also talked to. From startup panic to lasting success. Great talking with Brian, great insight. Jessica Davis. My goodness, Jessica, we've known each other for a little while. Great to have you on the podcast. And last was Rob Bruce, the two leadership partners at SkyTide, from Africa to MSP business. Excellent guest. I thank all of you for taking the time to spend with me there at Beyond. And thank you for watching and for listening. Hi, I'm Joey Pinz, and here's my 45-second introduction. After starting my business in the 90s, I started developing poor habits of eating in my diet because of working way too much. Before you know it, I found myself 340 pounds. The doctor told me if I don't lose the weight, I'm not going to see my daughter graduate. Took the next 7 months, lost 130 pounds. People think there's some secret. Ask me, how'd you lose that weight? Like there's some secret. There is no secret. How'd I lose the weight? Just one word, discipline. I've had other successes in life, and I attribute them all to discipline. Now, I'm not the king of discipline, but I believe that it can help all of us. Friends, colleagues convinced me to start a podcast. The podcast mission? How do we better ourselves and society? I talk to interesting people in health, fitness, sport, wellness, business, technology, science, art, and culture. And I eventually ask them how discipline plays a role in their life. Podcast vision, growth through learning from others. That's perfect. You can tilt it up if you want. Yeah, looks
however
good.
you want.
Yeah. How much of your life is outdoors?
As in, like out of the office or
Just outdoors in the wilderness.
in the wilderness? Well, my son's a competitive skier, so we spend a boatload of time on the mountain. I was actually just in Austria, working from Austria. He's training on airbags there, learning
Wow.
Cork 9s and Misty 7s, and
I don't know
trying
those
to work towards a Dub 10. But it's like,
Wow.
it's all the stuff that he's eating up. But that's the highlight. My daughter loves hiking. We play golf together as a family. It's just awesome.
Do you ski?
Oh yeah.
And as a competitive skier, how did he get into that?
His mum and dad are both competitive, and
Right.
when he started to get good, like we couldn't keep him from jumping off the side hits, going down ski runs, and then so we put him into a ski program because he was annoying to ski with, and so we
Wow.
needed somewhere to release that energy.
Wow.
And then we got him into Vale Ski Club, and things kind of took a life of their own from there, and he came fourth at nationals this year, which
Wow.
was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
In this fast-paced MSP landscape, how do you stay ahead? Introducing MSPinfluencer.com, your ultimate hub for MSP news, insights, and community connection powered by ForzaDash. More than 75,000 MSPs subscribe to our MSP Influencer Pulse weekly newsletter, staying informed and ahead of industry trends. Tune in to emerging podcasts from Joey Pinz and leading MSP voices, offering essential tips, powerful insights, and success stories. Explore our multi-authored blogs, crafted specifically for MSP leaders, delivering fresh perspectives and actionable strategies. Celebrate excellence with the industry-leading ForzaDash MSP Influencer Awards, recognizing innovation, leadership, and impact in the MSP community. Join thousands of MSP professionals who trust MSPinfluencer.com to grow their business and expand their networks. MSPinfluencer.com, where today's MSP leaders connect, collaborate, and conquer, all powered by the ForzaDash platform, helping MSP vendors work effectively with MSPs and helping MSPs grow. Your children were born in Australia.
Yeah, Bondi Beach.
In Bondi Beach, and then you came to Denver
Yep.
when they were younger.
Yep.
Obviously, they didn't have any exposure to skiing there.
So Flynn skied first in Australia and New Zealand. So we've got some, I'd call them like Wisconsin bunny mountains.
I see.
Yeah. And
I see.
he skied the first time, I think he was 4,
Wow.
when he was in New Zealand with us in Queenstown.
Wow.
Yep.
So moving to Denver was very exciting for him.
Well, they were too young, mate. They
Right.
were small enough to fit in a suitcase. So that was kind of the decision-making process. I had the president of the company that acquired our business at the time. He's like, I need you in the US. And I looked at my wife. The kids are small. We're going for 2 years, and we're like, okay, if we don't like it, we'll come back.
Yeah.
And then COVID, we get stuck here and found a few opportunities and have landed at CrowdStrike. And we'll see where
doing great
see
there.
where the road takes us. It's exciting.
When I met you at Aero, was that the first company?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
how long were you there?
3.5 years with their US business, and then nearly 2 years with Distribution Central, which was a company that they acquired.
Right.
Yeah.
And now CrowdStrike, you've been there how long?
2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gone by fast. It feels like 2.5 decades, just in terms of the ground that we seem to cover at CrowdStrike, but loving every minute of it. And I think some of the things that I'm working on at the moment, particularly taking the CrowdStrike offering further and further into the SMB space, into MSPs, the advent of what's going on with Frontier AI, just some of the most exciting work I've ever had the ability to participate in.
Incredible. So we're here, of course, at Pax8 Beyond in Salt Lake City. What are some of your plans this week? What are some of your goals, Dan?
Look, my biggest goal is to make sure that the Pax8 ecosystem, Pax8 knows this, they're an incredible partner of ours, and they pontificate the CrowdStrike partnership incredibly well.
Yes,
but I just want to make sure that the MSPs who are here today know that CrowdStrike isn't inaccessible, that we're not unattainable to be a core element of their managed service offerings, and that SMB customers really need CrowdStrike to protect themselves against what's coming in this AI frontier world.
How does CrowdStrike help MSPs?
Really, really good question. What adversaries are doing with AI, they've completely weaponized it. AI is also democratizing the cost of an attack. So you think about the traditional way that adversaries would go and drive attacks. You know, it was limited by human scale capacity. So where do they go and focus their time? Where the biggest pot of gold is, in the biggest enterprises. But now, with the proliferation of AI and frontier AI models, the automation that they can bring to their attack paths is bigger than ever before. For them to go and send a swarm of AI agents, adversary agents that are going and attacking SMBs is absolutely on the table. And so the sophistication of an attack that was once only the domain of large enterprises is now proliferating down into small SMBs. How do SMBs go and protect against that? You can't be on legacy AV. You can't be on legacy SIM. You need to have a modern data platform. You need to be approaching identity in the right way. You need to have AI detection and response technologies proliferated across organizations, so that, you know, AI, we want to help organizations safely adopt AI. Like all of this needs the right sort of platform, the right sort of integrated approach. And critically, I think MSPs play a really important role, because the complexity of a program like this, you know, isn't the domain for a lot of organizations. And so MSPs help give that scale and operationalize a CrowdStrike and make it far more accessible than ever before.
One of the big takeaways this morning when Scott Chasen was talking, Dan, he said they released the Windows source code, the Mythos.
Yep.
It found hundreds of zero-day vulnerabilities in the Windows code that has been matured over, I don't know, 10 years or something?
It's insane.
It's absolutely insane.
But it's not hundreds. It's millions.
It's unbelievable. I was hoping it was only hundreds.
We had we just announced a large coalition, Project QuiltWorks, and the idea behind that was to bring the best platforms, the best technology services partners. We're expanding the coalition, but with some of the early coalition members that we've had come in, they did one scan in one Fortune 100 customer. They found 45 million vulnerabilities.
Unbelievable.
Which is insane. It's crazy.
When MSPs are evaluating a partner to do security with, there's many out there. What questions should they be asking?
I think it starts with efficacy. You know, it's important for them to figure out how do they get to efficacy and operational efficiency really quickly. You know, the core premise of CrowdStrike has always been you know, adversaries love to hide in the seams, and stitching together multiple pieces of technology where MSPs are jumping from console to console and platform to platform just doesn't scale, especially at the speed at which the adversaries are moving, weaponizing AI. So I think the integrated components, a platform-based approach, and then, you know, MSPs build and make their money on services. CrowdStrike is presenting more services opportunities than ever before, and that's going to only help their operational models as well.
There's so many out there, and those are really good points that MSPs should look at, because it's a crowded space, Dan. Security, right? And it's hard to figure out which tool they should use.
Yep.
And so they should really, really evaluate that partnership.
Absolutely. You know, I think for MSPs that are joining the crowd, as we like to say, you know, they're not going it alone. Our technology was built with a single console, a single sensor, and all of that telemetry coming back to a single cloud. And so the threat intelligence that we're gathering, the profiling of the adversaries that we do from the largest customers to the smallest and everyone in between, like all the MSPs are benefiting from being part of the crowd and sourcing all of that context and correlation. So it's an exciting time that MSPs have a platform like this to really accelerate the business outcomes that they drive for their customers.
I end up talking to MSPs every day. You know I'm a former MSP. 3 things that keep them up, and it's been consistent last 6-7 years. 3 things. One is cybersecurity, number one.
Absolutely.
If their clients get attacked, they've got to allocate resources, they're going to lose money, they're probably going to get fired, they may even get sued. Number 2, human capital. How am I going to keep my people happy?
Yeah.
How am I going to get more? Unemployment here in the States in IT is 1%.
Yeah.
Even with all AI, it's still very, very low.
Yeah.
How am I going to keep them happy? And 3 is just growth. Private equity has poured in hundreds of millions of dollars. Their friends are selling their MSPs. How am I going to grow organically so I can be more attractive to these buyers? How does CrowdStrike help?
Number one, playing backwards on what you just said, is the outcomes. You deliver great outcomes for customers. You're going to have happy people because your people are going to be enjoying the outcomes that they're driving. And ultimately, leveraging a platform like CrowdStrike isn't just about a risk and compliance discussion. You know, I love what George, our CEO, said on the last earnings call. He said that if you want to build AI, you need GPUs. If you want to operate AI, you need security. Wow. And so we're shifting the discussion here now to, this isn't just a risk and compliance discussion. Yes, we've got to make sure that we're addressing that. But MSPs that go and drive this effectively are opening up new apertures of going and helping their customers adopt AI, become more efficient. Their customers are becoming more relevant in the industries that they're playing in. What better way to go and show value to potential suitors and private equity markets than being able to drive those sorts of outcomes for customers?
Human capital?
Human capital, great one. Again, like the traditional way of approaching cybersecurity, alert fatigue. No wonder we've got a shortage of cybersecurity talent and resource. Again, the opportunities with the platform and where we're headed to put more autonomy back into the hands of SOC operators is there at the ready.
And growth. Well,
we're in one of the fastest growing segments. You know, I think for a lot of SMBs, cybersecurity was a nice to have, or it was very much an afterthought. And going back to my point around, like, if you're going to build AI, you need GPUs. If you're going to run AI, you need security. Like, this is the growth opportunity is helping customers adopt AI with the right security foundation. Wow. So it's not just about selling more cybersecurity. It's also about the consulting opportunity that they have with customers on adopting AI and bringing those efficiencies to their enterprises, their companies.
What if discipline wasn't about punishment, but about unlocking your best self? I spent 2.5 years writing Discipline for Greatness because discipline changed my life. And I know it can change yours too. This isn't theory. Inside, you'll find real, practical steps you can use immediately to focus better, build stronger habits, reduce stress, accomplish your goals, and bring more balance to your life. Whether you're trying to get healthier, improve your career, or simply feel more control, this book gives you the framework. Start today. Grab your copy of Discipline for Greatness at joeypinz.com/book. Thank you. Dan, is there a question you wish more people asked you?
That I wish more people asked me? Gosh, I've got no idea. How can CrowdStrike help?
But people must ask you that.
They do. But I don't know that they ask us enough down in the SMB space. You know, what I hear a lot of the time is like, I had no idea that CrowdStrike was available for us, or was accessible to us. And we're like,
it does have a reputation of being enterprise. Yeah.
But it couldn't be further from the truth. You know, some of the fastest new logo adoption that we're seeing is down in the SMB space. And who's driving that? Partners like Pax8 and their ecosystem of MSPs.
Let's say we went back 10 years or so.
Okay.
Is there something you believe firmly then? When did I get to know you? At Aero, that was only about 7 years ago.
Yeah. So I've been in the US 7 years now.
So there you go. So
yeah.
so about 10 years ish. Was there something you firmly believed in then that you no longer believe now?
You know, I really do try to operate in the moment. I like adapting to what's in front of us. You know, we love saying that the windshield is 95% bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. So, you know, we keep our eyes set in front of us and, you know, adapt to what's coming up on the road ahead. I don't know that I can, you know, really, like 10 years ago we were faced with different challenges and the moment in time was fun to solve them. This moment, I think, is bigger than most of us will ever experience in our career.
I agree. There's been so much change.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think you know my story, Dan. I think I told you. I started the MSP back in the 90s, was working way too hard, not paying attention to my health and diet. Got up to 340 pounds.
Golly.
Yeah, the doctor says, if you don't lose this weight, you're not going to see your daughter graduate.
Holy dooly.
She's scared the life out of me. I'm driving home, punching the steering. You know, what have I done to my... You know, I can abuse myself all I want. It's much bigger than me. It's my family.
Yeah.
Next 6-7 months, lost about 120 pounds and kept it off. You can't look at these things as a finishing line, right? These are lifelong changes. When I tell people this story, they always say, what's your secret, what you do? I say, there's no secret, discipline. You know, motivation, focus, routine. How does discipline play a role in your life, Daniele?
Look, from a business development standpoint, you know, I've always loved to say that the space that we play in is a body contact sport. The more contact we make, the better the outcomes that we achieve. I think making sure that it's balanced with family priorities as well, and it's hard.
Yes.
My wife pulls me into check every now and then. I love what I do, which makes it difficult to balance sometimes. But I think a combination of, you know, having a company that you're extremely passionate about, making sure that you've got the priorities at home that you're working for, and then balancing the delivery of outcomes on both of those, and then discipline becomes really easy when it's something that you're highly passionate about.
Yeah, I remember sometimes people tell me it's removing obstacles. It seems like that's what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just keeping the focus on what's important. You know, one of the things that I didn't realize was how important the mission of CrowdStrike is to stop breaches, and how easy that was to relate around. The more time I spent with CrowdStrikers and why they had been here for such a long period of time, and it's like the mission is real. Sometimes it can be a matter of life and death if you don't, you know, protect the hospital in the right sort of way. The nation state impact is enormous, and then you think about the impact to SMBs. It's existential. And when you wake up each day and you've got that sense of purpose, it's very easy to stay disciplined. And then knowing that you've got the support of your family behind you, and the spoils help with providing for some of the things that they want, like the expensive ski habits my son has.
It's not an inexpensive sport. Actually, no sport is at this point.
No, gosh. America, what I've learned, has learned to monetize kids' sport.
Yes.
It's
They've
incredible.
monetized everything, Dan, unfortunately.
Everything.
Yeah, it's big business.
It is.
It's big. We played soccer as a kid, and just getting my girls in these teams and stuff was absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. What motivates you?
My family. Yeah, is the biggest part of that. You know, want to make them proud, and had the opportunity for my wife to meet some CrowdStrikers recently, and you know, I think the penny dropped why I'm passionate about this, and having them behind, you know, the things that you're doing, that's really important. And then I love the thrill of the chase and selling and seeing partners transform their businesses on something that we believe a ton in, which is the CrowdStrike platform.
Yeah, and I was so happy you had that issue, some health issues with one of your children, and that it seems to be a lot better now.
That you know, we can't thank the opportunities that we've received in America enough, and the support that we had from CrowdStrike and some of my previous employers through that was just incredible. And I think it's just a tip of the hat to good technology. I remember, just to share a little bit of a story, Joe.
Please.
On the third day of when she was born, we were facing the reality that she had some congenital heart defects, and it was very confusing, overwhelming emotionally as well.
Of course.
And I asked the doc. I said, "Hey, what does life look like? What should we be focused on?" And he said, "You need to buy time." And I looked at him. I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" And he said, "It's amazing what is progressing with medical science." And what we got out of buying time for Poppy was an incredible outcome at Boston Children's. I love their marketing slogan. As we were driving out of there after Poppy had a big operation, we read the sign, Boston Children's, where the world comes for answers. And it couldn't have been more true for us. And so where we thought that she was going to end up with some palliative operations, it would require a heart transplant down the road. Boston Children and Dr. Armani there and Dr. Marks, they were pioneering some complex biventricular repairs, and they ended up using her pericardium, the sac that the heart sits in, and they used that to reconstruct the septum between her two ventricles. Amazing. Using her own tissue, no synthetic materials, and the way she is thriving. Again, going back to what I said, it's a tip of the hat to technology and the space that we play in.
That's absolutely wonderful. Want to show your love for discipline, inspiration, and the Joey Pinz podcast? Now's your chance. Introducing the brand new Joey Pinz merch store, where style meets discipline. Choose from premium apparel, cozy hoodies, stylish hats, durable bags, and your new favorite coffee mug, all featuring the iconic Joey Pinz logo. Perfect for podcast fans, discipline enthusiasts, or as unique gifts for friends and family. Every purchase supports the Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations podcast, helping us continue to inspire greatness and promote positive change. Visit joeypinz.com/store today and wear your discipline proudly. Joey Pinz merch. Wear it, share it, and live it. So given the motivation of family, Dan, and the health of your offspring, etc., these wonderful stories, how do you measure success?
It's like coming from a traditional sales background. The scoreboard tells a lot. Relationships that you have, I think lasting relationships are critical, both in personal and professional circles. I haven't seen a lot of the faces here at Beyond for a number of years. So it's been fun to come back and be welcomed back into the SMB, the MSP circles very quickly.
We need you.
We're very excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to really getting stuck into this segment again.
Yeah, it's good. It's going to do well, and you're going on stage
later this afternoon. Yes.
Yes. We'll see you up there on
it's
stage.
It's going to be fun. We're gonna have a fantastic panel. I think covering many of the same topical discussion points that we've gone through here today. It's a lot of fun going through the detail of what we see in the windshield and the opportunities that we've got to partner with the ecosystem.
So your final message to MSPs is?
We are open for business. I think if you want to future-proof your business, if you want to create growth opportunities, not just on selling managed security services, but also enabling your customers to better adopt AI across the enterprise, I don't think there's any better partner to pick than CrowdStrike, and would love to do all of that with Pax8 as well.
Really appreciate your time. I appreciate you reaching out. People watching or listening, how can they get in touch with you?
So come catch me on LinkedIn. You caught me a little bit off guard with that. Happy to dish out contact details as well. But we're all over the web. Reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Yep.
And
we'll
we've got a large team that would love to talk to partners. Pax8, again, an incredible way to come into the CrowdStrike ecosystem.
Dan, thank you so much. A great pleasure, my
friend.
Thanks,
Joe. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Thank you for listening and or viewing Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations. Please share this episode with one or two of your friends who you think may benefit from the episode. Our website, www.joeypinz.com. There you'll find lots of resources and you could join our mailing list. Please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Podcast information, the video version of our podcast is on YouTube. Please subscribe. Audio is on all major podcasting platforms. Please follow them. And if you like it, please consider giving 5-star rating. Would really appreciate that. Thank you again for listening or watching Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations.